Hi, I'm Ricardo Carlos. In the Rialto Unified School District, we believe, as part of our strategic plan, that everyone has a unique talent. We are excited to celebrate the award-winning artistic talents of one of our students during this episode of the Bridge Podcast. Please welcome an award-winning artist, an 8th grade student at Kolb Middle School, Emmalee Cano, along with Mrs. Kristen Ursenbach, Kolb Middle School art teacher, and Kolb Middle School Principal, Mrs. Lingenfelter, to the Bridge Podcast.
First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here. Kolb Middle School is also the school to watch, a nationally and state recognized school. So thank you, teachers, classified staff, administration, and I'm sure that Mrs. Lingenfelter's got this big smile on her face because did you know that she went to Kolb too? No. You didn't know? Okay, well, surprise. So that's how great your school is. So we are here talking to Emmalee and Emmalee Cano. You, well, first let me just go into it. How does it feel to be a recent Best in Show and first place winner in the digital art category at the California Arts Education Association Southern California Area Youth Month show? I know it takes 5 days to say, but we are so excited because it's a big honor. Talk about that.
Yeah, a lot of words. I don't know. It's like, it's really cool for me because like I've never really been able to had a chance
to express yourself,
to like really put my art out there, like especially in competitions. This is my first time ever even doing anything.
Wait, so it's your first time, and you took first place.
It was really surprising when I found out.
That's like, great.
Like, to be honest, like looking back at like how it was now, I could do better. Like I could, if I redid it,
Typical artist. You want to do it in a different way. But tell me what you won for, because I want to hold this up, and I do want to introduce your teacher and Mrs. Lingenfelter, the principal of Kolb right now. But tell me what this is, and we're going to flash this on the camera as well.
Okay.
Is this what you had won for?
Yeah, that's what I won with.
And what is this?
This is it's kind of like a self-portrait, like not. It's like it's something mixed with.
You're good.
Something mixed with like all of my like my interests and stuff, mostly at the time.
So when you were drawing this masterpiece, because it is absolutely beautiful, yeah. I see happiness. I see a little bit of sadness. What is the significance of 777?
Personally, it's my favorite number. And
why?
It's a lucky number.
It's a lucky number. Lucky number 7.
I like lucky number 7.
Okay. Mrs. Ursenbach, oh my gosh. What do you think of all this? First of all, you've been at Kolb how long? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, thank you. I've been at Kolb for about 7 years now, and I've been teaching art the entire time. I absolutely love teaching art. I loved this piece from the moment I saw it, and so it was really an important thing for me, especially because we don't have that many digital pieces that happen.
And this is digital art.
Digital art.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. And so it was really great to see it come by, and I knew I had to get it out there as soon as I saw it. So
that's wonderful. Now, you've been teaching art the whole time at Kolb.
Yes.
So this is awesome. Now, Emmalee is your student.
Correct.
What kind of student is she? I'm putting her on the spot.
We were actually just talking about this.
The way I could put it is that, okay, I will put myself out there. I am a little chatty. By a little, I mean a lot.
Not you.
I mean a lot.
I think it's great. For podcasts, we want chatty.
Yeah. No, I'm chatty like almost like every second of the day, like at least in her class, because I sit next to like all my friends, so it's a lot.
Now, I will say she's chatty, but she's not disruptive.
Okay.
She does everything that she needs to. Her friends and her have so much fun, and I think that's what shows in the artwork itself. Mm-hmm. And so it's great. I mean, if I were to classify her as a student, I would say really outgoing. There's no material that I've put in front of her that she hasn't tried. If we have something in the classroom, her first instinct is like, I want to try that. And so she'll always go and jump into whatever it is that we're doing. And it's really great to see.
And if I can add on, what do you call it? Oh, no, my
It's okay. While you're adding on, let me introduce the principal of Ben F. Kolb Middle School, your school, Mrs. Lingenfelter. And of course, you went to Kolb. You were a Kolb Cougar at one point as well. How fun is it to come back to your school?
Oh, it's amazing. It's great. I love the school. It was a place where I really connected with teachers first time I really felt connected. So coming back to Kolb felt like a homecoming. And, just being there, getting to know the new staff and all the students. It's only been a couple months since I've been at Kolb, but it's really been a blessing. So.
And it's interesting because I received the email from your principal saying, "Oh my gosh, look, one of our students has just done something so wonderful regionally, and it's going to the state, and it's a big award." And I'm looking at it, and Matthew Peters and Edith Ortiz and Ricardo Carlos were looking at this because they're the ones behind the scenes, but they look at what is really podcast material. This is important. It's student-centered, it's artistic, and it aligns with our strategic plan because we do celebrate the unique talents of all of our students, of which, of course, you are one. But Mrs. Lingenfelter, when you had sent me that email, you had mentioned also there's a lot of great things going on at Kolb as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. In addition to being a school to watch, both for the state and for nationally, we have a lot of great teachers that are there inspiring students. We have a lot of teachers that are dedicated to academics. We try to just make it a warm, welcoming campus, and you could just really see it when you walk on campus. One of the things I love best about Ms. Ursenbach's class is that she's so enthusiastic about her art, and I told her I would support her any way I can and all the students that are in her class. So it was really exciting to see her, Emmalee, take this prize.
And I have a question for you, Ms. Lingenfelter. When you're going back to the school, is it weird? Has it changed at all?
Yes and no. So yes, the building still looks the same. The steps that we had our assemblies on, those are still there. What's really interesting is I get to go in places that I didn't get to go in when I was a student. So it's like, this is what this room was, or this is what it looked like.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange, being on the other side.
Thank you for that question. I didn't even have it written down. So thank you. No, this is great. We need to give you a podcast.
No,
so
I was generally curious.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's an excellent question. And so Mrs. Ursenbach, what kind of students, say if I'm in your classroom and whether it's first period to sixth period, I'm sitting down in your classroom, to get to this, is there something, and both of you can answer this, Emmalee, Emmalee, you can as well, something like this, do you give them some sort of, is it curriculum enhanced? Do you sit there and say, this is what we're going to do? We're going to do digital, blah, 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 digital art today, or we're going to do abstract, or we're going to do, so what kind of, is it just completely freestyle? Today you do what you want to do. How does students come up with something this beautiful?
So we do have a lot of freedom, especially in the advanced art class. So students in my class, Emilee's actually in advanced art.
I'm in advanced art. It is so much better than beginners.
Okay.
So much more
So
freedom.
now that you've upset the beginners, go ahead.
So beginning art really starts out by focusing on techniques and skills and learning to build their creativity and learning to get to this point where they can have that creative freedom. But once they're in advanced art, it's about giving them a platform to start with. So sometimes it's, here's a material that you may have never used before, now creatively figure out what you're going to do with it. And sometimes it's, hey, here's a concept. So in the example that you just held up, their project was that they had to create a faux stained glass piece. Wow. And so it was up to them to figure out and creatively decide what materials they wanted to use, what was going to be best. The whole process is about experimentation. So one of the standards that we were looking at was their ability to manipulate different types of materials and prepare for an artwork. And so I try to give them as much freedom while we're still looking at it as possible. But we do also, one of the things I love to do is incorporate other subject matters. And so I kind of look to see, what are they learning in their science class? What are they learning in their math class? And figure out how we can bring that into what they're currently doing.
Very, very innovative. Yes.
Right now, she comes out of nowhere with circuits. I'm just like, oh God, now we're putting lights in them.
So you're challenged.
Yeah, it's something different. I've never actually worked with light in art, and I think that's cool, so I'm going to try it.
Excellent. How many students do you have in a class?
So it ranges between all the way up to 36 with it completely packed, and some of my classes are at 25 to they're 26.
Okay.
But mostly that's usually the advanced classes where they need a little bit more hands-on. But it gets pretty packed in there because we do have quite a bit of interest, especially like Emmalee was saying, once you get into the advanced area.
Once it's in advanced advanced art, it's like so much better because like in beginners, like I remember like there was more
closer to the mic.
guidelines.
Yeah.
There was more guidelines,
Uh-huh.
and there was like you had a more layout. But like in advanced art, what I noticed is that it's kind of just a prompt and a requirement, and then you have just freedom with it.
Now, do you have brothers and sisters?
No.
Okay, so you are an only child.
Yeah.
Excellent. What do you want to do after you graduate college or go on after graduation? What is your aspiration, your long-term goal?
I know I want to pursue something in art, mainly because I enjoy it and it won't be like boring.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I have issues with like I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to do something that's probably going to be like interesting to me for a long time.
Thank you so much, Emmalee. I have a question for your principal. So, Mrs. Lingenfelter, you have a supportive teaching staff and wonderful classified employees, and you know there's so many great things happening at all of our middle and high schools and all Rialto Unified School District schools. But at Kolb, how did she become the student? How did the process go? Where did you nominate, or did the teacher nominate? And then also, when is she going to be awarded?
Well, actually, Ms. Ursenbach is I think you're the chair, correct, of this art competition.
Okay.
And I'm just going to brag on her a little bit more.
Yes.
Because not only did she, and after I sent you this email, I got word, she actually received a recognition at California State University of San Bernardino,
There you go.
their art competition as well.
Wonderful. And when is that?
Ms. Ursenbach?
And that one actually already took place. So both award ceremonies have happened. So she has
Right.
earned both of them.
But for our audience, we want to tell them where she went.
okay. She went to Cal State San Bernardino, where
Right.
they had the award ceremony, and
Beautiful campus.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful. Teach Rialto. Where yes.
Yeah, and it was put on by the RIMS Council.
Right.
And I don't have the acronym for that, but it was a great show. She got this beautiful plaque that she was
Oh, it
awarded.
was really pretty. It's on the wall. and,
Excellent.
like, the
And we're going to have to
diagram.
show that as well. And then the second one at the art fair, where was that at?
So that one took place at the Riverside Art Museum. They're great. They showcase it every year. And so the award ceremony happened on the Saturday we were on spring break, the
Right.
last one.
Right.
And again, Emmalee showed up and just had a great showing of support for earning her award.
Excellent. Now, I have one more. I feel like I want to keep you here forever because you're so enthusiastic and you have so much compassion for your art piece, and we love seeing that. Tell me about this for those of us who are cat lovers.
Okay. I'm a really big cat lover. I have 2 at home.
What's their names?
Cammy and Sunny.
Oh, nice.
They are both turtle shell cats. One is a diluted, the other is normal.
Oh, okay.
With that piece, it was my friend Haven's birthday party. We went to a cat cafe for her birthday. Okay, I know the name's kind of deceiving, but there was no food
Uh-huh.
because unsanitary reasons.
Right.
But there was a ton of cats. It was really nice. We got to see a lot of cats. I don't remember his name,
Uh-huh.
but he was.
So you saw this cat and
I
you
saw
drew
this
it.
cat and I photographed him.
Wow.
And then looking at the photo, I had to draw him.
How long does this take? It's beautiful. Look at how expressive the eyes are, and we're going to make sure that we show this while we're talking about this as well.
I want to say like 2 days.
2 days, 3 days. Not bad. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Well, she is under exaggerating a little bit. It took 3 days for her to color it, but she had to do the drawing portion first. So this is actually one of the projects where we incorporated math. And so they had to create a grid and do ratios to enlarge or make even their picture from what they drew from. So she had to really make sure she had a 1-to-1 grid.
It's just absolutely stunning.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we will show the pictures during this podcast as well on the screen so they can see it. Mrs. Lingenfelter, so many great things happening at Kolb Middle School. Tell us what the future is for Kolb. What a big question. Overall,
Oh,
put
what-
you on the
I'll
spot.
say, what isn't the future for Kolb? Right? I mean, I think the sky's the limit, you know. I really am looking forward to our students, 8th graders. Just this year, you know, we're going to be sending them off to high school.
Going to Eisenhower.
Yes,
Right.
and then, you know, planning for the next year, but really looking at making Kolb a very warm, continuing to make Kolb a very warm, welcoming place, continuing to build the academic excellence that we strive for. I know last year we were one of the few schools, or the only school in the district to actually increase its ELA and math scores on CASP. So really proud of the work that the students and the teachers have done, and just want to carry on that tradition of excellence there.
Excellent. And can you give me a little bit of history with you as well? Is Kolb the first school you worked at?
Kolb is the second school I've worked at. Prior to Kolb, I was working in an elementary school, and I found that the littles were a little too little for me. So,
Where were you at?
I was in Paris Elementary.
Oh, okay,
School
outside the
District.
district.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And then I came to Rialto, and I was so excited.
You're like, I'm a cougar.
It was such a long journey to get there, but I was when they held the position for me and I got there, I was, yeah. And it's been...
What's the best part of your job?
Honestly, it's just when they have those moments of creativity and you can see it on their face when something new happens, the students' faces just light up with, I made that. And it's like, I just get to be their cheerleader and like, you did. I told you could.
With a lot
do
of
it.
support from you. So remember that. I want to thank Mrs. Lingenfelter for being here. Thank you so much. Great things going on at Ben F. Kolb Middle School. Thank you, Principal Lingenfelter. And I want to thank you as well, classroom teachers, where the magic happens. And you, young lady, Emmalee Cano, I'm going to have you end this by telling me, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
If I had to describe myself in, like, I want to say 3 words, right? I'd say, I guess I'm pretty creative. I like to collect stuff. I'm a collector. I'm kind of a hoarder.
What do you collect, by the way? There's something right there that is so cute. It's a little puppy dog.
I made her in Miss Ursenbach's class. What's she made out of? Paper, tape, and plaster.
Oh, wow.
But I like to collect like a lot of stuffed animals, stickers, and stuff like that. It's goodies for me. And then the last word, I guess, I catch on really fast. If that's not really a word, but I catch on really fast.
They're words. That's good.
Because, like, I don't know. Ever since, like, online school started, it was so easy. School has just become easy. Because, like, I picked up something where, like, as long as I watch how the teacher does it, then I can catch on and just do it by myself and not listen anymore.
And then when the doors open and you came back in person, you were just as jazzed and excited?
I was actually really nervous. Like, being in public, like, in schools and stuff, it's kind of nerve-wracking for me. But it's nice to be back, and it's nice to, like, communicate with other kids, because I didn't really have that.
Well, I think your artwork is just absolutely magnanimous. It's absolutely beautiful, marvelous. So you're a very talented young scholar. I wish you, and we all wish you, continued success. And remember that Rialto Unified School District says your success is our success. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Lingenfelter.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And I want to thank you for being here. I am Saida Joffrey. Until the next time, we will see you on the Bridge Podcast.